There's a very specific behavior gold keeps printing on the daily candle, and almost no one is talking about it. Not because it doesn't work, but because it's too simple to be true. It doesn't need any indicators, prediction, or constant screen time. It just shows up over and over again on the same time frame with only 5 active trading minutes a day, also giving you a stupid simple set of mechanical rules to follow. And once you know what to look for, it almost becomes impossible to ignore. The first step to be able to identify and capitalize off this pattern on gold is to measure the current day's daily candle from high to low with these given fib settings on screen. And once you have these settings on screen, these levels being for the case of buys and these levels for the case of sells, we're going to go ahead and scale down to the lower time frame just so we can observe price action. And we'll go ahead and let the range close out on the lower time frame. And as we can see, our range has completed. So we'll go ahead and adjust accordingly from high to low. And once we have our range outlined as such from the high and low of the previous day's range, we must place long and short positions on both sides. For the long position, we're going to place a position at the open, followed by stop loss at the 0.9 and a take profit at the 1.25. And this is going to yield about 2.5 R. And for the case of sells, we're going to be doing the same thing but inverse, placing the short at the low of the candle, followed by stop loss at the 0.1 and take profit at the negative 0.25 for a profit of 2.5 R. And once both of these positions have been placed, you are absolutely done for the day. Just have MetaTrader cancel out the opposing side, whether it's the buy or sell side. So for example, if the buy order gets triggered, you're going to cancel out your sell. And if the sell order gets triggered, you're going to cancel out the buy. So we'll go ahead and let price play out and see if we have a trade for either a buy or a sell position. As we can see here, price crosses the high here, entering this long position here. And it looks like we are filled perfectly at the 1.25 level. And as we can see here, a clean entry with no signs of pullback. So this is going to be a plus 2.5 R for the system. And this was the sum of you simply showing up at the daily close, placing your orders on both sides, and walking away for the day. That is it. And with this method of trading, you're able to obtain 2.5 R quite effortlessly. Now, of course, we have to wait for the next daily candle close, which we'll go ahead and let the data play out until the next daily close. Get rid of these on screen here. And now that we have our next daily range, we'll just do the same thing, measuring from high to low. So the high of the range would have been right here, followed by the low, which would have been at this level right here. And as you can see, as soon as the next daily candle open, we have an entry for a buy. So we're going to place our position at the open there, followed by stop loss at the low and take profit at the 1.25. And keep in mind, you would have already had both positions ready before the candle closes. So realistically, you're showing up to your desk at a little before 6 p.m. EST, placing your orders on both sides, and again, walking away for the day. And as you can see here, we had an instant entry for the buy, and we'll go ahead and let price reveal the rest. As you can see there, we go ahead and fill this 1.2 level quite perfectly. So we'll go ahead and document another plus 2.5 R. And this was all within 2 trading days. You're getting about a trade every day with this system, which is super awesome. Usually with any system I trade, the more volume, the better, as when there's a higher volume of trades, it allows the equity curve for the year to play out much smoother, allowing the system to perform at its true win rate. And of course, it's also important to mention, we do want to avoid trading these hours here from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. EST. So any trades within these hours we do not want to be entering, as liquidity is the slowest. And now that we have our next range, we'll go ahead and outline from high to low, followed by the low of the previous day range. And of course, again, we're placing an order at the buy side and the sell side and walking away for the day. As you guys can see, we have an entry at the buy. Now on this time frame, you can see a wick below our stop loss there. So we're going to go on the lower time frames. But actually in this case, as you can see, this would have been within the no trade hours. So we are not taking a trade in this scenario. And in this case, all you have to do is just let the range close out and then come back for the next trading day. Go ahead and scale back up to the hour time frame. And we'll go ahead and measure the next range from high to low, followed by the low of the range. And as you can see, as soon as the next daily candle open, we have an entry for a buy. So we'll go ahead and place a long position there with entry at the open, followed by stop loss at the low, take profit at the 1.25 level, totaling us about a 2.5 R. And by the way, I went ahead and pinned down this indicator in the comments below. It's going to indicate the previous as well as the current day's candle data on the lower time frame. So when you're back testing, you can have a very smooth experience when you're gathering all the data. And also my one-on-one mentorship is now live. If you guys need help actually applying these systems live and having the ability to scale your account and actually withdraw on a month-to-month basis, go ahead and click the link down below and apply. But anyway, now that we're in this trade, we're simply going to let price play out and let the outcome of the trade reveal itself. So as you guys can see, price was not able to reach its 1.25 level. It went ahead and rejected and stopped us out, which in this case would be a simple -1 for the system, which is completely normal and in fact very healthy for the nature of this given system, as losses are absolutely necessary and a part of scaling an account long term. The best way to look at losses is as a business expense, for example, paying your staff or paying for overhead inventory. And it's the same way in trading. We do not worry about the losses. It's simply a necessity that allows us to get closer to our next win and continue scaling our accounts. And now that we have our next daily range, we'll go ahead and measure from high to low. Now that our range is measured, we'll let price play out. And as soon as the next candle opened, you guys can see that there was a gap between our entry, which in this case would not have filled our orders. So this is a no trade scenario, and we simply won't be trading for the duration of this day's data. And now we are currently in live time. So we'll go ahead and add up all these sums for the trades. You guys can see plus 2.5, plus 2.5, and a -1. So a total of about 4R within 4 trading days, which if you're risking $100 per trade, that's about $400. If you're risking $1,000, that's about $4,000. You guys get the idea. Depending on how much you risk determines on how much you'll actually make in trading, which for me personally, I'm trading on about a 100K account, risking about $1,000 per trade. So within these last 4 trading days, I was able to make $4,000. I definitely recommend you guys backtest and forward test this system. What you guys can do for the rest of the month of January and February is just show up to the daily candle every day. You don't even have to trade with real money and just measure out the candle with these given fib levels. Just observe the outcomes of the trade, log your data, so that way you can create the proof of concept for yourself and decide if this system is actually going to be for you long term. And you want help applying these one candle systems consistently and again actually being able to grow and scale your account in the long run with the proper risk and structure. My mentorship is now live. There's an application in the link down below. Read it carefully, fill it out properly, and only apply if this style actually fits the way that you want to trade.